Good morning, boys. Today we are going to learn a new lesson in EVS 1. The name of the lesson is A Look Inside the Body. Now, can you recall which parts of our body do we use for the following? Seeing, walking, hearing, and writing. What is meant by external organs? Give some examples. And which parts of the body are called sensory organs? Why are they called so? Well, boys, you all have learned all this in the standard 3. So, if we want to get the answers for these questions, which parts of the body of our body do we use for the following: seeing, walking, hearing, and writing? You all know the answers. Let's see. A part of the body that is used to perform a certain function is called an organ. Now we use our legs to walk, hence our legs are our organs for walking. Similarly, we use our ears for hearing. Hence, our ears are the organs for hearing. You can see the 5 sensory organs in the picture given here. And they are the skin, the tongue, the nose, ears, and eyes. Organs on the outside of our body are our external organs. Ear, nose, arms, and legs are on the outside of our body. Hence, they are the external organs. They can be seen easily. You can see all your companions have a nose, eyes, ears, hands, legs, all that. These are external organs. Organs that make us aware of the situation around us are called sensory organs. So when you look at something, or suppose you see a candle burning and you see a child going towards the candle, immediately your brain sends a message to stop him from touching that flame. So these are your sensory organs which work to give the message. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin are our sensory organs. Now today we are learning a new term, internal organs. So boys, let's see what it is. It is an organ that is situated inside the body. It cannot be seen from outside. Now let's have a more detailed look at it. The organs inside the body that perform certain important bodily functions need to be secure. They have to be intact. The structure of a body is such that our internal organs can remain in their places no matter how much we move. There are hollow spaces for these organs inside the head and the torso. They are called cavities. The cavity inside the head is called the cranial cavity. Now boys, as you all can look in the picture alongside of the text, you all know that we all have a heart, lungs, kidneys, stomach, everything. Now can I see your stomach or can I see your kidneys? No, because they are situated inside our body. And all through the day we run, we walk, we talk, we do stunts and all. But our organs inside the body are intact. Like when your mama keeps some biscuits in the jar. Now if she keeps them, not very nicely arranged, and if you shake the jar, the biscuits will get broken. But they are kept nicely in a hollow jar and they are intact. Those who have your textbooks, you can see the experiment there, which is shown. Now, similarly, our organs are also kept secure in our body. No matter how much we run about, but our internal organs are secure in our body. There is something called brain, which is protected by the skull, and heart, which is protected by the bony cage. So how is it possible? Because there are hollow cavities inside the head and the torso. You can see in the picture. And they have certain names. Now, for example, if you look at the picture, you can see the very first cavity on the top, that is the head, and that is known as cranial cavity. Second is the chest, that is known as thoracic cavity. Now let's move to another part. The cavity in the torso has 3 parts. The cavity in the chest is called the thoracic cavity. The cavity inside the abdomen has 2 parts. They are the abdominal cavity and the pelvic cavity. All the internal organs of the body are situated in these cavities. They are situated in such a way that they will not leave their places and move here and there. Now, the picture alongside shows 2 internal organs, the mouth and the stomach. These organs help in the digestion of food. The stomach is situated in the abdominal cavity. There is a tube in the thoracic cavity to transport food from the mouth to the stomach. It is called the esophagus or the gullet. Now, can you see in the picture? There is something called mouth. You all eat food. When we put the morsel of a chapati inside our mouth, it is hard. But when we chew our food, it gets mixed up with the saliva in our mouth. And slowly, as we gulp it down, it goes inside our food pipe. And it reaches through our esophagus, it reaches the stomach. We use our mouth to eat our food. The tongue tells us the taste of the food. We chew food with our teeth. As we chew it, our saliva mixes with the food. As a result, the food forms a moist ball. It is easy to swallow this soft ball. This food passes through the throat into the esophagus. The wall of the esophagus is flexible. This makes it possible to carry the food from the throat to the stomach easily. Now, for example, you can, if you are referring to your textbook, you can see a picture of a hose pipe. How the water goes out from the hose pipe. And suppose there is something solid in that water, it also moves out. Similarly, when we eat our food, it turns into a moist wall. It can be swallowed easily because the esophagus is flexible. We will stop here because it is very important for you to understand the basics. Now, I have developed an Edpuzzle wherein you will revise these cavities and there are certain questions you have to answer. So look at the picture, look at the video very carefully, revise your basic knowledge. What are your sensory organs? Which organs help you to read, write, talk, walk, and so many other questions. Once you are thorough with it, you revise it, you learn the new concept of the cavities, how the cavities are situated in our body to help our internal organs be secure. Then we will move further to various internal organs. Thank you and have a nice day.